podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gents. We are back, and we're back to talk some more high-level boxing. I mean, this announcement that Ryan Garcia has agreed to take that Luke Campbell fight has sent shock through the internet because this will be the toughest opponent till date. But now, even more shock and even more pressure on the shoulders of Ryan Garcia as Canelo Alvarez's trainer, Eddy Reynoso, has come out and said that King Ryan Garcia is going to knock out Luke Campbell. Obviously, Reynoso is the trainer of Andy Ruiz and Ryan Garcia, Oscar Valdez, Canelo Alvarez, and others. But I think he might be putting a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Ryan Garcia. Luke Campbell has never been knocked out, and while it would be quite a feat and a statement, why put that mental pressure on your fighter that he has to live up to your words? But this is what we're going to be talking about this morning. Plus, we got another jam-packed show scheduled for you at 11 a.m. Where we'll talk some welterweight division. But right now, we're talking 135 pounds. One of our patrons said this might be the best division in boxing right now. That's up to you to decide, but this is the number to call in, 14255-695241. You can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation and obviously voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Let us know how you feel. Can King Ryan Garcia actually get the knockout over Luke Campbell, the most skilled opponent that he's going to face? But let me head on out to my co-hosts and get this thing started. Yo.
I'm the most brutal and most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match.
The knockout over Luke Campbell, the most skilled opponent that he's going to face.
Get ready for this one because, a lot of us got something to say about what King is saying. It's a tall glass of milk for the young man. But, get your cup of coffee ready. If you're across the pond and tea's what you fancy, get that ready. If not, a good old cup of mud is all right. Marioski?
It's me, Mario.
What up, fellas? This is interesting. This is definitely interesting. I can't call it. Honestly, this is going to be a show where I try to, grab as much as I can from you and the chat and the callers because I can't call it, but I can tell you what I think needs to happen, and we'll definitely do that. What up, fellas?
What up? Good morning. And I guess let's jump into it, man. Does this add too much pressure to Ryan Garcia, or does this make him live up to the name King and becomes motivation to kind of bring those words that his trainer are saying to life?
I think it does both, Ness. I think that it puts a tremendous amount of pressure, not only on Ryan, but I think also on Reynoso. And the articles that I read pointed out to that, and I agree totally because Reynoso is the guy, the magic guy, the magic trainer right now. He has the star. He's got Andy Ruiz. He got a couple of other guys, and now this young future superstar has been put in his care, and he really needs Garcia to KO him because he's calling out for the KO. So he's just as confident as Garcia. So they believe in the possibility of a knockout. Obviously, like I'm looking at it like, okay, like you mentioned before, Campbell's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down. He's had some hard shots inside the ring, and we've seen him get up. He's a gritty guy, I think that he's tough. He's tough as nails. Don't let the little baby face fool you. He's big. He's strong. So he has a lot. He has a lot to not offer Garcia, but he has a lot to put against him. So Garcia's going to be really having to come in and really have a game plan. I mean, Mario, like you've seen Campbell, you've seen how he comes in. He's strong, he's tall. What kind of like chinks in the armor are you seeing that Ryan Garcia can step in there and knock him out?
Man, that's a loaded question. You know what? Real quick, let me first go back to Ness's question. As far as the pressure, listen, the pressure's been put on Ryan. And Ryan put it on Ryan. Okay, long before Eddie opened his mouth and said anything, Ryan put himself in a position where he has to knock Luke out. And he put himself in a position where he has to knock Luke Campbell out before he even knew he was fighting Luke Campbell. Okay, this is a situation now where so much has gone on that it's like, it feels like a blur. It's just like this blur of events. And the only thing you can really make out is that Ryan Garcia has called out everybody under the sun, and Ryan Garcia has called are not stepped up against anyone that they put him in front of. Even this fight, it was like there was this, random WBO, announcement, and it's like it was like this tease of us not getting it, and maybe that had nothing to do with Ryan. That's fine, but the camp was eager to, didn't seem eager to jump at the Luke Campbell fight. I think this is a very methodical, well thought out approach and plan, and that's fine. But that should have been done a long time ago. That thinking, at least.
TJ says Garcia sleeps Campbell. I said it before, Reynoso. And he did. When we did the last Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia announcement show, I did see him super chat that. So I think that Mario's wrong, though. I don't think that Ryan put himself in this position. Ryan could have talked all the crap that he want, but calling for the knockout, he never did, It was enough him saying how good he is and how good he believes. So all he had to do was get the win before yesterday. Now the trainer is putting it out there that there is going to be a knockout, that he can knock him out, when we already were considering Luke Campbell as the most durable fighter he's faced because he's never been knocked out, because he's been in there with elite level guys and they haven't put him to sleep. Now, to say that a guy that we consider not elite at the moment, waiting for him to prove it, is going to knock out a guy that we know has been in there with durable people and earned that tag himself of durable because of the elite fighters, I think that's pressure. And I don't think it's Ryan that put it on himself. It's Reynoso put that unnecessary pressure on Ryan. That's just my belief.
Yeah. So okay. So it's not really so much as Ryan was the initiator of the KO talk. It was Eddie.
No, it's Eddy Reynoso that came out and said it.
Yeah, you're right. I guess if he says it, the fighter's gonna have to back that up. It's not like he's gonna say, "Wait, nah, we're not gonna KO."
Usually, you don't even get trainers to say that, and that's why I'm reading so much into it. Others might be like, "Oh, Ness, come on, this cheek and tongue." He's building up the fight, but it's the fighter that does that. The trainer doesn't say my fighter's gonna knock you out. The trainer is more of the thinker. He's not the brute. He's the one saying, "Well, a win is a win. We just want the win." You know what I mean? Now, but this guy is talking about knockout, and it's like, you're right. What does he see? What chink in the armor of Luke Campbell does he see that he thinks he can knock him out?
And the WBC has ordered this, right? It's not like it's a formal.
No, the WBC ordered it, but they're already in negotiations. Ryan's accepted it in theory. Obviously they have to hammer out the details, but it looks like it's a go for sure.
Well, Mike Hoppinger tweeted. The producer sent me a tweet that Mike Hoppinger sent out last night, and it looks like they're also still exploring that WBO route. It looks like the Campbell fight's not official yet. I mean, it still could go that way, and I think it does.
I don't know that they are exploring the WBO route. More like Lou and his team are putting out press releases, you mean, and trying to, get Ryan to come around. But,
Listen, I think that even if that's the case, it's a smart case. I mean, if you haven't realized by now that Ryan's like this weird guy and doesn't really care at all what the optics are, I mean, I think he'd go back and say, I'm fighting this guy instead, and have zero issues with what it looks like in the media or what anybody says about him.
You got to understand. There won't be an issue if you go the WBO route. Like what? Because we don't know Emmanuel Tagago, but the point is you fight Tagago, you get a shot at Vasil or the winner of Lomachenko and Lopez. You know what I mean? So, people could be fickle and be like, oh, he chose the easier fight, but he's getting the harder route. If he goes Luke Campbell, he gets Devin Haney, who's untested. If he goes Tagago or Tago, Emmanuel, he gets Vasil or Teofimo, who are proven, who have shown you they're the goods. So, again, fickle boxing fans that don't know nothing about boxing would say that he's taking
I know enough about boxing to know that
lesser route. That's not a lesser route. That's the tougher route.
But I know enough about boxing to know that doesn't have to be the route. It doesn't mean he's necessarily going to fight Lomachenko. I mean, he could give up the belt. He could move up. He could move down. He could do anything. So, and by the way, he could sit in his status and take fight after fight. So, I don't know. I think, listen, the fight I want to see is the Luke Campbell fight. That's the fight I want to see. The fight I wanted to see was the Linares fight. But, now this is the fight we get, and it's not a bad fight. And it's a tough thing to do to say that you're going to win, let alone to go and knock out the kid. So, I don't know. Can Ryan knock him out? Yes, he has those skills, and he has the ability to catch anyone when they're not expecting it. But, does he have the ability to get that knockout and keep his, neck on the swivel? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely a fight that's going to take him into deep waters. I'm very, very I just want to know exactly where they get this KO from, I just want to know if that's just talk, because, camps play psychological warfare too. It might be saying, yeah, I'm going to KO him. All of a sudden, the guy's coming forward, and he thinks that he's going to get into a dogfight. Next thing you know, he's getting check hooked on a defensive, offensive move. So, maybe we're reading too much into it, or maybe we're just not exploring other reasons for these things to be said, right? Because it is a hard task, to go up against somebody like Luke and not only beat him, but knock him out. So it just leads me to believe that there's some mind games going on. And, that's in theory. But if he says that he's going to knock him out and he means it, you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder what's going on that side that it's so confident. Is it the strength? We've seen the pictures of Ryan Garcia, dude. Like, some of them are probably Photoshop, so you got to be careful, because he looks super huge. Like, the kid's looking muscular. He's looking strong. So, that strength and power, it's not too far reached. Kid's looking strong.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know if he
fight Linares as well.
Yeah, he fought Linares.
Yeah, because I see people saying, how is Campbell? I think it's Valdez says, how is Campbell to have any KO loss when he's fighting the light caliber opponents minus Loma? It's like, wait, well, he fought Linares, or are you on the same boat as me that Linares ain't as good as people try to, put him up to be?
I mean, but that's the thing is like, yeah, I don't think Luke Campbell is like this world beater necessarily. Like I think Luke Campbell represents a nice, healthy step up in competition. Like, let's be real. Like, this isn't the end all be all step up for Ryan Garcia. This isn't the final test. You know, he's not fighting Shang Tsung. He's still in the realm where, you know, he's got to move up. So, you know, Luke Campbell is a very appropriate opponent right now. I'll put it that way. He's a very appropriate opponent.
Wasn't Luke Campbell like the future of UK boxing for a second? The way they when he came in, isn't he Olympian? He was an Olympian. Wasn't he like a guy that was like, you know, expected to do very well?
Yeah, I mean, he had some hype around him for sure.
Yeah, like the hype. Like, wasn't he the you know, the next big thing for a while when he was coming up?
I don't know if he had like a huge commercial appeal. I don't know that at all. Like, zero understanding. I just know that, yeah, he was a highly touted fighter, but I don't know if he was supposed to be like the next like big fighter out of the UK.
How did he get the Vasily Lomachenko fight? I mean, he like I just want to get a trajectory check on how he got to the Vasily Lomachenko fight. But I guess I won't know that because I'm not really familiar with some of these names that he has on here. Adrian Young. Don't know who that is. Mexican guy.
You know, he's fought Darlis Perez, pretty good, decent little name. Derry Matthews is a good UK name. Argenis Mendez, Gary Sykes. I mean, that's pretty good all in a row like that. I mean, you wouldn't like look and say, oh, Gary Sykes, he beat him. Or he beat Derry Matthews. Like, you wouldn't ever really do that. But the fact that he beat these guys basically all in a row is pretty good. I mean, it's not, you know, it's within like understanding of how like a kind of accomplishment, I guess.
Yeah, man. I don't mind Luke. You know, he hasn't won the big fights, but he's been in there with them, and he wasn't stopped. He got a split decision, loss in one, and it's like you said. I wouldn't even have mentioned Gary Sykes, but obviously, you know, Yvonne Mendy, Tommy Coley, you know.
Oh yeah,
he's
you got Tommy Coley.
Darlis Perez, you know. Mendy was actually two fights, but Vasil Linares, you know, that's decent, and it's earned him the durable tag. It's up to Ryan and whoever to beat him to show that they're next level, you know. So I'm not upset. My thing is the added pressure. We already wanted to step up. We already wanted him to prove himself. Now, I feel like Reynoso's putting that knockout on his shoulders, and it can be a lot.
Yeah, listen, I think that you said it best. I mean, it's putting that unnecessary pressure. You know, that's it. Like, look, I mean, let's be real. Doomy said it about 10 minutes ago. You know, he said that this is talk, and talk happens out of a camp. It's not necessarily a declaration of what they're going to do. And if, you know, Ryan were to go out there and school this kid for 12 rounds, like, no one's going to come back and say, I mean, well, there are going to be people that come back and say that, but nobody's going to be like, oh, well, he didn't knock him out, it's a loss. Like, oh, whitewash that win, that didn't count. Like, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, guys call for knockouts all the time and it doesn't happen. It's just the way that the sport goes.
Yeah, but that's what
that
I told
said,
Doomy.
to put the unnecessary pressure heading
that.
Hold on. That said, to put the unnecessary pressure on him going in there, you know, and again, Ryan's not the kind of guy that even probably cares what the media says or cares, you know, if he calls out something and it doesn't happen.
Also
but
negative.
Again, heading in there, it's just, you know, why? It's just unnecessary.
That's also negative. If you go to his social media, I actually put it in the pre-pro. Let me see if I could just screen share it. You know, when Reynoso said what he said, actually, does the thumbnail have that in that order? No.
Are you talking about his reply?
Exactly. So, you know, it is pressure because Ryan
but that's
already...
his trainer. That's not us.
No, I know.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't care what we think.
That's my point, Mario. The trainer is adding unnecessary pressure on Ryan. Ryan already had the pressure of having to prove himself. So just getting the win, being able to outbox you, man, that could have been good enough. And you're right. It is still good enough. I'm not going to erase the win if he gets it by decision, but it could make him act outside himself throughout the fight, trying to live up to the words of his trainer. And that's all that I'm saying.
Well said. Well said. That's you said it perfectly in a nutshell right there. That's what I was trying to say. I guess I did a bad job of it, but I just, that's exactly what I'm saying. He's going to act outside of himself to try, and I'm not saying he's going to do that, but you're leaving that window open. You know what I'm saying? To go in there and, you know, maybe he's cruising 1 round. He got in 2 rounds, 3 rounds. He's using the jab. You know, he's moving. He's taking angles. Man, Luke doesn't hit as hard as I thought he would. Man, this kid isn't necessarily as fast as I thought he was. You know what? I'm going to turn it up. Okay, turns it up. Now he's looking for shots. Now he's looking for spots in a situation where maybe he just would have gone along in C19 season where everybody seems to be scoring upsets and everything seems to be going, you know, you're starting to see the lack of full training camps and people being unable to really get the work in. You're starting to see that happen. And for whatever reason, we're seeing these, you know, it's happening. So for him to go in there and push the pressure, like you said, for an unnecessary reason, I mean, it can only lead to bad things. It could lead to a knockout.
Real quick. So when Eddy came out on his social media, Eddy Reynoso, you know, trainer of Ryan, came out and said, at King Ryan Garcia is going to knock out Luke Campbell. He put the fist emoji with 3 flash signs, as Ryan's other nickname besides being the king is Flash. And then it ended it with another fist emoji. Ryan comes back, quote tweets, and said, it's time to shock the world, coach. 3 exclamation points. Let's go. Someone stole his apostrophe, but it's all good. You know what I mean? And that being said, he's already acknowledged what the trainer is looking for, and he's already telling his fandom that he's going to try and, you know, bring that to life. So, you know, I just wanted to prove that he is on top of it. It's not just the trainer. He's totally backing his trainer's words. But we got a super chat from Teddy B Midwest Sports Talk, who says, said on Twitter last week, Ryan Garcia will be fighting for a vacant WBO title next year. Watch and see. Well, I don't know that I believe that, man.
What's that? That's the Emmanuel Tago, bro?
Yeah, I mean, he's because people are assuming you can go the Emmanuel Tago route. Vasil's gonna be in a tough fight with you know, Teofimo, where he wins or loses, so he'll be vacating. He'll be going down. Regardless, win or loss, it's always, even he told me in Mexico, he's going down back to 130. He's been saying that. You could Google it. He's been saying he's going back down to 130. So if he loses, he'll probably really go back down to 130. You know, if he wins, he'll probably go back down to 130. But this is the thing. For those people that think he's going to vacate and go to 130, if he beats Teofimo, why would he go to 130 if Ryan's next? Ryan only represents another big fight. Another big fight with a guy that's not as experienced as you know? So, I don't know. I don't think that Teofimo necessarily goes down in weight. You know what I mean? Especially if he could take on what we are calling like kind of the boogeyman, right? For him. Teofimo's proven he got real knockout power. I've been saying for years, Lomachenko's chin is fugazi. Teofimo about to put him to the test.
Well, Teofimo, though, has said that, and it might have been just talk to put pressure on Lomachenko.
He's moving up too. He said
he's moving up.
But Haney said that too. Everybody. So, but I'm just saying, if you're Loma and Tio is moving up, Haney is moving up, but not Ryan, the unexperienced little bunny rabbit. Let's get him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if Ryan takes that fight right away, honestly. I don't think Eddy lets him get into the ring with him right away. Him or Teofimo if they win.
It's Oscar, not Eddy, but remember. Oh, you mean Eddy Reynoso?
Yeah.
But remember, If Ryan makes it to Loma, who's going to be mad that your first loss is to the unified?
No, but I wouldn't.
Exactly. So it's not like they won't let him fight. No, they're going to go for their shot. It's too many belts. Because we're talking about Ryan getting Loma, meaning he beat Teo. Now you got an extra belt. Like, if you don't take that, you are committing career suicide. Like, there's never going to be another opportunity where you get that many belts in one shot.
If you're in a situation like Canelo where he was fighting Floyd Mayweather and you get everything you get from Floyd Mayweather, the exposure, the big lights, the money, that's one thing. I can see the positive. Nobody looks at you losing as a big deal and you get all that you get. With Ryan, he gets that same Mayweather treatment in that if he loses to Vasil or even a Teofimo at that point, I think nobody really holds it against him. But does he get the same benefits that you get from remaining undefeated and then, basically looking for that big cash out fight, whatever fight that is? I don't know. That's a tough decision.
So, were you guys able to get to Joe Lasisi? I might have missed you guys reading it.
What?
The super chat says Teo is moving up and Loma is moving down. It will be a vacant belt in the next year. It's not a hard route. And Ryan never, ever calls out Loma. Be real. That's Joe Lasisi.
Yeah, but Joe Lasisi is all hypothetical. That whole vacant belt is like, that's a guess. That's a guess. Right now, the vacant belt still got an owner, and he got a fight that ain't even happened. So what you saying? He going to vacate before fighting Teofimo? Because it ain't happened. It ain't happened. So y'all dreaming or hoping or I don't know what, that he's going to move down, but he hasn't even fought Teo yet. But y'all already counting about moving down. Like, dog, we don't know. If he beats Teo unexpectedly in a fashion that not even he believed, why would he move down? Like, y'all already making decisions for a dude that is about to go into his toughest fight. And at the end of the day, like, there's also the other side. Is it really his toughest fight? Is Teo really, really proven? Or did he get that one fight and he did better than expected, but at the end of the day, it was one shot? It was one shot.
I believe in Teofimo. I believe in him. I think he is that guy.
You're supposed to, but nobody punched him back. Nobody's punched him back. You know what I mean? And everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the face. He's been the one punching.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, is that, look, Lomo's a generational talent. I mean, if Teofimo loses this fight, I don't hold all that much against Teofimo for losing that fight.
Crazy,
I mean, what does it say? Oh, he's not the best pound for pound in the world?
It's an indictment on him if he loses this fight to a 13-0 kid that's been calling him out since he was 4-0, and he's younger by 10 years. Bro, you can't. Plus, now, if Teo beats him, Vasil blatantly ducked Devin Haney. Like, there's no more, he did it because it was a unification with Teo. No, now we see. If Teo stops him or beats him, like, easy, it's like, oh, now we see. They knew he was too small. They knew it, so they went for the belt. Listen, think about it. They went for the unification. Mario, they went for the unification.
That logic is...
They're going for the unification versus the mandatory.
Flimsy.
No? That's bad logic?
No, it's just it's flimsy logic. I mean... So to say that they lost, so now we know that he ducked Devin Haney because of him losing. Like,
so
Teofimo is a bigger money fight at the end of the day.
You're not factoring in that he vacated the title, right? So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're not factoring in that he vacated the title, right? We as hardcores give him a pass, right? Some don't. Some call him a duck already, but some are saying, how is he a duck? Haney's unproven. Teofimo's the one with the belt. It's a unification, right?
It's just an in-house fight to me. Like I've seen this play out a million times. Like it's just an in-house fight. It's nothing more complicated than that. They could do it, so they did it.
Ness is trying to say that Loma's team saw the heat coming from a long way.
Listen to me.
And they weren't gonna try and take the Devin Haney fight.
They vacated. What champion vacates? Bernard never vacated.
He got super champ.
There's been plenty of guys that have vacated to not fight their BS mandatory.
Questionable champs. Tyson vacated. Questionable.
Bro, listen to me. Tyson
Fury
Why can't
vacated,
you go into a fight thinking you're gonna win and you lose?
What?
Like, why can't you go into a fight thinking you're going to win and your team thinks you're going to win and you lose? All I'm saying is I feel like you're talking about Teofimo winning having to do more with Lomachenko being soft at this point, as opposed to Teofimo being that good. And that's my problem. Is that kind of logic takes away from Teofimo. Like I don't know. I just can't get behind that.
Bruh, Teofimo and Devin Haney. Teofimo and Devin Haney have been feuding since they were amateurs, verbally. Okay, Haney's got an interview with us. Excuse me, Teofimo got an interview with us where he says, or is it Haney? One of the two. One of the two. They and the other is responding. Okay, we've done both sides. One says, "Yo, we planned this. I let him run with it. I let him run with him beating me up in sparring so we could hype up the fight. But that was a lie, right?" So then the other one responds to that. You know what I mean? So they've been feuding. Okay, these dudes are natural 135 pounders. Only one had a belt. Only one had a belt. Tyson Fury did the same thing Lomachenko did. He got all the belts from Vladimir Klitschko. The IBF said it's time to do your mandatory. Immediately let it go. Then the other belts he lost because that's when the drug results came up. But immediately said, I'm not gonna defend versus a no-name. But Devin isn't a no-name. Devin is the only dude on Dazn to get a co-promotion, $1 million signing. Like, it's just, we cannot allow Vasil to brush off Devin Haney as a nobody when he is not. Devin and Teo are right there. The thing is, Teo got the opportunity to prove himself.
So is Spence fighting Porter, calling Crawford a no-name? Like, I don't get it. There's competition out there. Like, it just, I get where you're coming from. You're saying because of the whole, because it was a mandatory.
Yes, it was a mandatory.
But look,
like Mario,
I don't blame him.
You're on a quest to undisputed, but you vacate a belt, bro.
Okay, listen.
How are you even defending that?
Hold on, listen, it's different if he were to have led this road to some scrub fighter, but he's fighting Teofimo. Like, calm down. Like, what are you talking about? It's not like this kid ducking people. Like,
and I'm not
he's
saying
still
that.
Fighting him.
Remember
he's
what
fighting,
I said.
and what people are calling the 1 and 2 best in the division. If anything, like, to suggest that he loses to who would end up being the best in that division at this point, and then to say that he ducked Devin. I just don't get that logic. Like, if you want the easier fight, and you're talking about two of the best, so it's like pick your poison type of thing. You feel me?
I'm gonna move
it's
on.
Like a
everybody,
real quick.
listening.
I did want to make this point real quick. I'm so sorry, but it just came to me. I feel like if you look at whatever route the WBO is for Ryan Garcia, you can't hold Lomachenko and Teofimo in place because regardless, he's not going to take a step up from Campbell immediately to one of those guys. It's just not going to happen. So, to say that, they're not going to move up or move down right away or this and that, it just really doesn't hold weight because that fight's not going to come anytime soon. Real quick, super chat from George Foster. Haney best win is TBA. You need to chill. That was from George Foster.
And the reason he receives those super chats is because you guys you didn't hold Vasil Lomachenko accountable. You let him duck. You let him vacate a title.
People giving him a pass.
Let me ask you, Doomy.
He got super franchise.
You've been on the show now consistently for a good amount of time, and you've been on the outside in the comment section for some time. What is your belief that if this entire conversation we replace Lomachenko, right, and we add Deontay Wilder, and we replace Devin Haney, and we add Dillian White, and we say that Deontay, right, vacated his belt, and Dillian became exactly no, but I'm not gonna stop there. What do you think Mario would be saying? Mario Munguia.
But that's such a childish,
my friend,
it's so
why can't I ask him a question without you getting
Why
can't I ask him a question without you getting mad?
Bring some balance to
Not
this.
at all the same.
Let me bring some balance to this.
I'm trying to do that, and he's upset. He sees that I'm bringing
no,
balance.
I'm not upset. I think it's the
so let him answer.
logic
Let him
in
answer.
the world.
Let him answer. Everyone knows
go ahead and
you.
answer
Everyone
the
knows
Fantasyland
you.
question.
Everyone
and by the
knows
way,
you.
when you're at it, just tell us, how the Mad Hatter gets out and all this other stuff, the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny. Who wins between him and Santa?
Let me just bring a little light, right? Because again, both of you bring good points to this argument. And I'll start with Ness, right? If you take yourself into, I guess, the war room, so to speak, right, and you start to speak on strategy, positioning, you're playing chess, right, and you got these all these belts, and you're Lomachenko, and you're seeing that your next guy is Devin Haney, but you say I don't want to fight Devin Haney, and they give you the super franchise belt, right? So it's like you could have fought Haney, but you decided not to, and you took the higher end, the king route. You're the main guy and all that stuff, and you could look at it both ways. You could look at it like, okay, he took a route where he felt like he felt privileged to do so. Like, who is this younger guy? Like, who is he? But like, the boxing world knows who is Devin Haney in the ring. We know the type of difficulty of a fight that would be for Lomachenko, regardless of how young he is. So, it's not a necessary, I'm so scared of you, but I'm going to avoid you for now. I don't want that right now. And I'm going to go another route. So I could see both of you guys' points of view, because at the same time that he chose to do whatever he wanted, he did choose to go a safer route and not take on the younger fighter. And that's all that is.
Let me just add another thing, right? Because I see people in the chat that are saying, oh, you say that about Canelo. The difference there is Canelo, because of who he is, right? How big he is and what he represents to boxing, WBC bestowed franchise on him. He did not request, like Top Rank, who decided to book flights, pay for their hotel, go to the WBC convention, have representatives, and when it was time, raise their hand, stand up on camera, get on the microphone, and ask, can Vasil Lomachenko and Egis Kavalaskis, Klimas, Vasil Lomachenko, and the Usyk guy, all there in the stands as their representative says, can we get franchise status? Okay? And then they were given that status. That is a duck. But people want to lie. And then they don't want to talk about Teofimo, who was in a WBC tournament with Devin Haney. And there's receipts all throughout Twitter where he's like, don't get out the tournament, Teofimo. And Teofimo ain't giving you the smoke. He chose to go the IBF route. Now, people say, well, Teofimo be the proven champ. Cool. But Devin wanted to fight you in the WBC tournament, and guess what would have happened? Maybe Vasil wouldn't have ducked, because he would have seen the two young lions go at it and the true winner come out and be a real mandatory in somehow his whack-ass eyes, right? Because he's trying to say Devin ain't mandatory worthy enough. But the truth is Devin was going to get smoked, no belts on the line. No belts on the line with Teofimo in the tournament. You go tell me what's Teofimo's excuse for going the IBF route. Okay, maybe he ain't had to go through a tournament. He got a direct shot after one or two fights because his promoter was able to make a deal with Lou and Richard Comey. Cool. But that young boy wanted smoke. You ain't want to give it to him. Then he stays in the WBC route. He fights the replacement, and now they clowning him in the chat. Who he fought? He ain't fought nobody. He fought the dude that had to take Teofimo's spot. But the problem is you fickle. You fickle. You don't remember that. But if his name was Wilder and Dillian White, this situation would be totally different.
Yeah, listen, anybody that just heard that, I want y'all to understand that Canelo doesn't have to ask for anything with that organization. They will do it. He knows that he's in perfect hands. He knows they're always going to do whatever they can to, help and sway things in his favor. So he would have never had to have asked.
Yo, did you guys read George Foster? Haney's best win is TBA. You need to chill.
Yeah, we got that one. There's a new one. You got that?
Nah, okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Steve Munoz says Charlo was actually offered the Canelo fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I seen Charlo on there I forgot what video he had, but he had some funny video where he's punching like a baseball.
Oh, baseball! Yeah, he's like, I'm trying out for the Houston Astros.
I loved it.
Fight. Bro, it was hilarious.
He needs to do more stuff like that because I think that like they've been looked at a little too hardcore. And
yeah,
I think almost unapproachable.
Nailed it.
But bro, he had me down. I like the bro is really punching baseball.
And you know what's so funny too? I 100% agree with you, and that couldn't be further from the case. They're the most approachable people. I mean, like within reason. Obviously, I don't think you can go up to them in the bathroom or while they're eating dinner. Nor should you with anybody do that. But
he seemed to me a little more down to earth.
He is like it, but he has that, like, if you've never met him, you've never, and here's the thing, like, I've seen people come up to him at really awkward times, and he is just love. Like, he really, really loves the people that, appreciate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is approachable, and that's really a lot closer. That video is a lot closer to like both, well, really, Jamal's, I think, his I guess just his sensibility, you know what I mean? His personality, that's closer than everything else we see. But yeah, it was hilarious though. Punching the baseballs coming out.
Yeah, he hooked. He opened up with a hook on one. I'm like, damn, that baseball get past gonna chin him. But he hooked. Yeah, he was hooking.
He's got that classic athlete swing that never played baseball. Like, you could see it's athletic, but he doesn't have any of the real fundamentals, Like, I see a hoop swing like that from the NBA I seen the other day. Oh man, I can't remember.
It's muscle, it's crazy, right? Like, athlete, a super athlete.
You still hit the ball, like, it's crazy.
But going back, and like I said, there was like some good points that I understood on what Ness was saying, but I totally get what you were saying as well, because it sort of falls into the like speculation almost realm, right? Because at the same time, you don't know the intricacies of a camp's plan, but through experience, and I'm pretty sure Ness is probably leaning towards this because of the experience, because he was down there at the duck ceremony in Mexico. I mean the ceremony they had down there, and he saw what was going on, so he gets the feel of what's going on a little more than probably me and you in that sense. And I guess you could kind of get a feel when you're in those invitation only settings that you get to talk to fighters, get a little feel of them. And I mean, what do you think? I mean, was he, I guess, supposed to fight Devin? Was he supposed to be inclined to fight Devin? What exactly, how wrong was he for ducking, quote unquote?
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I think that. Oh man, I forgot the point I was going to make. I feel like I've watched boxing for so long, and I still feel like, even if I can't remember what fights I wanted that I never got, like all of them, I still know what that pain feels like, because it comes back every time. So for me, it's like, I'm grateful that we're getting Loma Teofimo. So like, everything else is a smokescreen. Like, those two guys have, and they were like on a collision course. Is like that's where they were. And can you make the argument that they didn't want to fight Devin Haney because he could lose that fight, and they had this fight set up? Sure, but we've talked on here before about that. Like, is that a duck to not fight somebody who you think can possibly upset you, to fight another guy that could possibly upset you, who's, worth more money? And it just, everything else, and I think that's just a personal call. I think that you, at the end of the day, you have your opinion, and others will have theirs, and it's not a big deal.
Look how different it is, or how the same it is, right? Again, only got to change the name. So he specifically said, is it really a duck when you're not going to fight a guy who could potentially beat you to fight another guy who could potentially beat you? No, I guess not. But when it's Canelo who decides to quote-unquote duck Charlo, who could potentially beat him, to fight Kovalev, who's potentially gonna beat him, it was a duck. Like, come on, man.
Why you gotta ridicule?
Why can't we just, keep things black and white? Like, if it's good for Canelo, or it's good for Tyson Fury, or it's good for Vlad, why can't it be universal? But, Mark Tibbs hit me up.
It's just
so
different situations, I think, though.
No, absolutely, champ.
I think it's circumstantial.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Again, he's mocking my voice.
Yeah, because
you're a dick this morning.
It's just the truth is.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
Sorry, champ.
That's the Nestor Gibbs truth. Every time he plays that line.
Sorry.
Every time he plays that.
Yo, so what you think the calling code is? Plus 44 or 44 plus? How's that go? What up, UK?
I don't know.
I got Mark Tibby. You want Mark Tibby? You want
plus
the real
44.
deal? You want the real deal? Evander Holyfield? Huh? I see people out here talking the talk.
Monster kill.
Just saying. I need the code, though. He sent me his raw number. Is it plus 44?
For the UK?
Yeah, let me see. It's on the thing. Let me see.
Coach Midi.
He's on the call? Do I got to erase the zero? Let me try that.
No, the zero is
No, the zero popped up once I put plus 44, so I just backed it out. Mark Tibby, let me see if it's gonna work. Hit him up and be like, yo, what up? Now you want to talk because you ain't with the whiter. And I was like, yo, Mario, pass the lighter. Psych.
He said, chill, you a street fighter.
Ow.
Damn.
Let me see.
Yeah, look, man. As far as this knockout stuff, look, I don't know. Luke, I'm trying to get a sense of why he would say that. I'm like, yo, did they see something? Maybe Luke Campbell started camp early. Maybe he was slacking off season. But I'm seeing a post here, and he started, good first week back with Shane McGuigan. I'm excited to get back in the boxing ring, and that was in June 19th. That post. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to go deep into it now. You know what I'm saying? Conspiracy Al and shit right now. Just trying to see where and why they would have said that, or they're just talking the talk, Because sometimes, camps know little certain things, and, they might have got wind of something out there on the other side. But, it still gives them 8 weeks, no? It's in September 19th, the date that they...
Yeah. Listen, and it's a tough thing too, because I don't think it necessarily has to be that they've seen a weakness in Luke as much as it could be that there's something up with Ryan. You know what I mean? Ryan's made some sort of, growth. At Ryan's age, you make gains every day. I remember being that age, and I would probably bench once a month, if that. And it would still go up. It didn't matter. Your body's just pumping full of testosterone and hormones. It's the natural, way that you build up. You know what I mean? And so he's growing into that body. He's starting to get that man strength, I guess is what people call it. It's kind of weird, but and so maybe that's what he knows. Maybe that's what Eddie knows, is that this kid is stronger than we think. He's faster than we think. He's better than we think. Or he could be on Front Street, like you said. He could just be talking that talk.
Got Ryan Garcia with sensu beans out here. But
that rang, but it then went into this weird noise afterwards. So.
All right, Teddy B, Midwest Sports Talk says Teo is going to win and then move up. Yeah, he's definitely filling in a lot faster than the meets the eye. Yeah, but he's still been able to make the weight. But yeah, he might go up. all these young guys, man. The whole line of them. Shakur, Devin, all these guys are just getting stronger and bigger. Like Mario said, this is the time where you can get those gains, and you're gonna see those spurts of growth that are gonna be more visible in these young guys than you would see on an older guy. But then again, like I said, I haven't seen anything that might look like Luke Campbell's not, in the best position possible. So you might be right, Mario. It might just be what's up with Ryan. They might see him super strong and throwing combinations, and to me it comes down to the sparring, right? Whenever you're getting ready for a fight, show me your sparring. Let me see who you're working with, and I get a feel of what kind of work you get, and how prepared you're going to be. So it'd be cool if we could ever get some of that insight to get a feel of how he's looking. That will get like a sparring session that'll get leaked, but just to know some of the guys that maybe he's working with could give us a little more confidence in those words of I'm gonna knock this guy out.
Who that Ryan's working with?
Yeah,
he's
like who is he sparring?
Valdez.
Yeah, I understand that he's going to be working with those guys.
He spars Canelo. They showed that. And that's better sparring than anything. Yeah, Canelo's not going full blast on him, but I'm sure he's exploiting whatever holes are there to teach him. And then you got Valdez for someone in and around his weight, and then you bring in sparring.
Yeah, so the guys that you just mentioned, awesome. But I just want to see who they brought in besides those guys. And again, those guys could probably be just as good.
But think about it, Coach. Why do you need someone besides 2 world champions?
No, you're always trying to find guys that are in the same.
In our own gym, right? People spar 20 pounds above to get ready for a fight with people better than them. So I don't see what's wrong with a Ryan who doesn't weigh 135 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days, sparring with Canelo, who's in and around 160 to 180, with Valdez, like, why bring in a top prospect? Why bring in an Olympian when you got 2 world champions? You are going to bring in others, but to say, yeah, that's cool, you brushing it off like, won't you tell me how many camps you've been to with Deontay Wilder where you seen two world champs? Go ahead, tell me.
Okay, like you took me for a spin there.
All
so
right.
let me
so
just.
what about Keith Thurman?
Hold on, you're taking
because
me
you've
for
been
a
in
spin.
these camps. You've been there.
But
brush it off. You're brushing off 2 world champs.
You got to rewind because you get into a lot. So let me just rewind.
No, you want to rewind because you said some BS.
No, it's because you cut me off plenty shinobis a day, and you don't let me fully talk. But it's cool.
Sure.
I get it though. I get it. You make great points. You got the Valdez. No, there isn't nothing wrong with sparring heavier guys. Obviously, I have a problem with anything above 25 pounds. It's really no use unless you got a guy that's really controlled and working with you, because that's why they have weight divisions. Again, I'm not saying that that's not good work. I'm saying that, and you agreed with it, you're gonna bring other guys in that are gonna look and in height, not look, but like have the same reach, kind of the same height, and try to work with that, But obviously, you getting work with Canelo is like, that's like the best work you can get, And I'm not saying that you can't benefit from that, but you're gonna have to bring other guys that you could really pound on, that are gonna react a little different than Canelo, and are gonna help you prepare.
That's what Valdez is for.
Valdez short as hell, man.
Is he not in that weight class?
Mario, did you get what I explained?
Bro, but you got Valdez.
Is Mario even there?
You got Valdez. Listen, you got Valdez for the pressure. You got Canelo for the height. And then you can bring in anyone else.
Like, I just said that I want a guy, all right? If you want me to, because you're turning this into a personal thing, like me, So I would like a guy to come in that looks tall, all right? That has the same height, that has somewhat of the same reach, and some guy that can snap back at you and not hold back like a Canelo.
Well,
guy
let me tell you what professional
trainers
trainers say. Let me tell you what professional trainers say time in and time out, and it's on every video with an interview, whichever trainer that I've had. If we get Ronnie back, if we get Buddy back, you're never going to find a guy to be Luke Campbell. So that's why trainers bring in 3 guys, Mario, because my man want to just keep laughing at everything.
Isn't that what he wants to argue for the sake of argument?
No,
because, hey, I get Shinobi multiple times a day. I got the right to do it.
Because you heard the truth coming. You don't want the people to
hear
it. You don't want the people to learn what professional trainers say.
You're trying to take me for a walk, and
you
I'm not
don't want the
you.
people to learn what professional trainers say.
No, you're saying that because you can still talk that and teach the people, but you're not gonna try to persuade me into...
I'm saying it, or it was told to me on recorded video that's on YouTube.com/The
Bro,
Boxing
but
Voice.
you're just mentioning facts that I know and that you know I'm gonna agree with. Like,
so if
why
they're
are
facts,
you mentioning those for?
So if they're
it
facts,
has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
So if they're facts, why are you questioning what Reynoso has going on?
You know, the thing is that everybody's listening to you right now, and then you keep trying to take me for a walk, and you're not.
I mean, I don't know what walk.
Yes,
Which walk?
trainers. Yes,
Which
trainers.
walk?
Bring
Which
in
walk am I
people.
taking you?
Yeah, because you keep mentioning things that are already obvious to me, and you know that.
So
you know that I know that.
So if they're obvious,
when I tell you that I want a guy
let
to
me
jump
say
in the
them
ring
to the casual listener
I gotta
that's trying
tell
to
you
learn.
I gotta cut you off because you need to understand in order for this.
You want to
this
make
go
a better
somewhere good.
argument. You're trying to make
it's
a
not
better
argument because you're turning this into a pissing contest.
No, it's a debate show.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's a debate show.
This is the last time I'm gonna explain this to you without
you getting furious, y'all.
No, I'm not getting furious. Because you can't do that to me. I'm not going to let you take me for a walk on you just mentioning stuff that coaches have told you, which I'm already privy to. And all I'm trying to tell you is that I want to know if there's another guy in there pounding on Ryan Garcia without any holdback that has the height of a Luke Campbell. Now, is that something that, that I guess every coach is going to agree with? Probably not. But then again, opinions through coaches vary from camp to camp. But you can't just start saying all this stuff, but a coach told me this, but a coach told me that, just to undermine what I'm trying to say, like as if it's wrong. It's not.
See,
Mario, I gotta wait for you too?
Go ahead.
Damn.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Are you done? Because I don't want to be cut off.
Nah, I'm done. Any more explaining, it's like...
Okay.
I got a real quick point if you just want to hear it.
Go ahead.
No? All right, go ahead. Okay, I just want to say it's not that I disagree with you, Doomy. It's just that I don't think it's I don't think it's the camp. Like, I need to see that in the ring in a professional fight with somebody that can hit him. We know he's got offense. Does he have defense? That's the question. And I need to see that in the ring in a professional setting. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ness.
And all this started from just a simple thing, like how prepared is he, and why did they say they were going to knock him out? That's how this whole thing got into this. And then. And about sparring, I wanted to know how prepared does he feel he is. Now go ahead, Ness, because you smiling over there. Go ahead.
That's Doomy dodging the debate. Listen, champ, you're answering your own question, and you don't want the world to hear that you probably overlooked some information. Like, to question why he's saying what he's saying, right? And then to couple that with, I need to see who he's training when he's in there with world champions and an elite.
Sparring, not training, just specifically sparring.
And we specifically said Valdez and Canelo.
Okay,
we specifically
we're back to
that.
square one. We're back to square one.
No. You're back to cutting me off when you said you were done. I'm still trying to talk to the listeners.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know. In the interviews that I've done with world-class trainers, they specifically tell me you'll never find one person to replicate Luke Campbell.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're still a part of this. Okay. So what they say is that's why we bring in 3 and 5 guys, right? 3 and 5, okay?
Teach the people.
So they'll bring in one guy maybe for the height, another guy maybe for the reach, another guy for pressure, and a fat guy for weight to lay on them. In the corners. So then, as like Transformers, which we've all watched, they combine. No, not Transformers. Is it Voltron? They make one. They make the hypothetical or the mythical Luke Campbell that you need. You'll never, to say, I need to see a guy in there that's tall and long and southpaw like Luke Campbell's like, What the hell, man? You got a clone machine? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
no, but you forgot to mention, to bring in a southpaw coach.
I just said that.
No, you didn't say that. You said that. What does he need to do? Bring in a southpaw
first of all, Google Oscar Valdez.
Mm-hmm. He's a southpaw. Okay.
So you answered your own question again. You're really doing poor at this debate.
You said, what does he have to do? Bring in a southpaw? You said it in a way like he did it, and then you corrected yourself.
What do you mean?
All right, we'll go back to the audio.
I am the one saying he's got Valdez there. So the southpaw equation is done. The pressure is done. Canelo is height and reach and skill and IQ. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Stonebone just hit me on Skype. Bud is how much out of camp, and he spars with Shakur, who was 126 a fight ago. So believe me, Shakur don't go out there looking for someone like Joette. He's sparring Bud.
Bro,
Jamel ain't out there looking for Oquendo. He's sparring Bud.
You're trying to nail me to the cross for something that I said. Yeah. And then you're trying to put all these facts out there to make yourself look good. Dude, I said that I would like to see who he's sparring because of the confidence that he's putting in with his team in saying those words. Now, for me to say that I would like to see a guy other than Canelo and Valdez sparring him that might be just as tall as Campbell doesn't make my scenario not valid. Like you're basically saying that he shouldn't bring anybody in there like that. It
just shows that you're not paying attention to what's going on, because I wouldn't even fix my mouth to say I need to see who he's working with. I know who he's working with. See what I'm saying?
I didn't just say I want to see who he's working with, Nestor. Other than Canelo and the guys that we already know are obvious there, man.
You didn't even start using the word. You didn't even start using the word other. You didn't even start using the word other.
All right, so look, Mario's there saying this, that he's not a southpaw. How do you feel about that?
I feel stupid, but
okay, then. But you drilled me to the cross like you knew it.
But you didn't even start using the word.
But honestly, I thought it too, because y'all were talking like so definite. I was like, oh, I guess he is a southpaw. And then I saw UK Rob in the chat, and I was like, yeah, I thought he wasn't a southpaw, so I went and looked it up.
I thought he was a southpaw. Shoot.
It was funny because when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, he is. And then I was like, wait. Oh yeah, he is. I just took it for you to work because you were so confident. I was
he didn't start using the word other people until I said, yo, he's got Valdez and Canelo.
It's because you like to assume. That's your downfall. No. You automatically assume.
Were you done?
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was following this.
Like, I see that, like, we haven't talked about the guys in his camp. Like, you really think that you're talking to me like I'm a casual. Like, come on.
You didn't mention him till I mentioned him. It's neither here nor there. The point is, I've been to dozens of camps, and I can't mention one. I guess Tony Harrison had Keith. That's one champion or former champion. Look, Bud, then. Let's take it there. He got Jamel there and Shakur sometimes at the same time. So that's two. I'm telling you, it is hard to come by two world champions sparring with you. It's just hard, man. People ain't giving out the secrets like that because you potential opposition. You know what I mean? World champ, I don't see that. I mean, Tank, have we ever heard of Tank sparring two former champs or world champs? I'm just telling y'all, that's not something to brush over. That's why I made a big deal about it. I've been in all the Wilder camps. I ain't never seen two world champs. Current, former, never. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right about that.
Let's see AJ. He's had a lot of like publicized sparring camps. Could you guys remember like two champs? Like that's dog.
You're absolutely right.
And look
it's
at
very
Canelo.
Hard to come by.
Canelo brings in Rev Run. Like he ain't bringing in champs. I mean, it's just uncommon. So yeah, to me, it's a big argument because that's a key point. That was like the whole point. He's over there like, oh shit, he's there with Valdez. They gonna spar.
It's good though because none of them are bumping heads in their own weight divisions, so it's great work, and they're not too far off in weight. So.
Robert Garcia got all types of champs,
Yeah,
right?
I was ready to say.
Well, Mikey's not a real champ. Virgil's not a real champ. No disrespect.
Some heavy hitters, though.
Ramirez is a champ. Ramirez is a champ in there.
You mean they're not active champs, right?
No, I mean interim, man. That's what I'm saying. If we don't put pressure on Vasil, Haney becomes a champ. And if you make Haney a champ, you've activated a WBC quote-unquote regular. And if you respect regular, Chris Colbert's a champ.
Mikey Garcia.
What belt he got? He's a former. He's a former. He's a former.
Yeah, that's what I'm
counts as a former. So
okay,
for Virgil,
okay.
Virgil is getting that Ryan Garcia treatment, right? Because let's say he gets to spar Mikey and Ramirez. That's 2 former or world champs. But again, very
to me,
uncommon.
It's like, what's the difference in the work? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got world championship level, then you're at world championship level. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, to me, it's championship sparring because that guy was a champion. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're still getting out of him, right? What you're hoping to get out of a world champion. So, I agree with you, though. It isn't like a common thing. Like, it's like the elites get to spar with world champions.
Think
you know
about
what I mean?
Porter.
Like, period.
Porter, I never seen 2 world champs or former world champs in camp.
Word?
Or with Keith, right? Keith was using Kendall Holt, former world champ. And then he had like a 5-0 dude. Yeah. He had a couple
current
champs,
I haven't seen it.
All
my time here, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that is something huge. I guess, you know, Bud, the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy and the Bud B&B Promotions gym, they're the closest thing to that. Because
I wonder if it's
no wonder those guys are so
good. Because if you start respecting, and that's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. If you start accepting interims, well, then Robert got Franco in there, you know, and he got Ortiz as a WBA goal, you know, so that gives him 3 current champions. 3 current champions, you know what I mean? That I can remember off top. He might have some smaller weight dudes that also won more belts other than just Franco, but
champions, not world champions. Probably the better way to say that, right?
Yo, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, the WBA and the WBC, because I know Chris Colbert, 10, 12 years old. It bothers me now to have to be given all these explanations because I don't want to disrespect him. You know, he calls himself a champ. But that belt was an interim or regular or something. You know, like Ortiz, he's a gold. Who am I? I ain't never win a gold or an interim to say you ain't a champ. You know what I mean? So it's just getting very hard at this point. What do you do? What do you say? You know, because if Chris is a champ, well, then Sosa Crew got their first champ. Or they got 2. Lennox Allen got some sort of WBA regular too. You know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you do? Urga's about to fight Abel Ramos. He wrote this 10-page paragraph on his IG how, you know, he came over here, defected, wanted to win the world title, basically wrote that he got robbed in the Porter fight, and now he gets his other opportunity. But it's a regular or an interim or some craziness, you know what I mean? And who am I? What am I going to do? Say, yo, we don't respect your title, and now we respecting it because Ness likes Chris Colbert? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Super chat from Esso Akun, I think is how we say it. Akuni? I don't know. Derek, I think you meant to say Derek James. Derek James had Spence, Charlo, Brandt all sparring. Yo, he's right. That's a crazy camp right there.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
Derek James? He said he had Spence, Charlo, and Brandt all sparring.
Well, Brandt never was a champion with Derek, but he became a champion with Mustafa Muhammad Ali. Eddie Mustafa. Eddie Mustafa. Yeah. Then he left Eddie and went to Bomac. So if anything, Bomac gets the credit. Because Bomac, again, for our debate, I don't mean he gets the credit for making him a champ. I mean the credit for having a former world champ and 2 current world champs. So and then you get Shakur that goes in there that's a champ. You know what I mean? That gym is popping with champ, and that's what I'm saying.
And that's just for the argument.
Yeah, just for the argument.
Because Brandt's an amazing fighter, and he is obviously world championship level. But for the sake of the argument, what we're saying is, how difficult is it? Because to me, it's like a respect, not a respect thing. Go ahead.
But he's right, reversing it. If Brandt's getting ready for a fight when he was with Derek James,
there you go.
He had Charlo and Earl, 2 world champions in his camp.
That's a good point.
But not vice versa. But
you can't do the same for Spence or Charlo, like if they're getting ready.
Yeah. But at least Spence spars Charlo, and that's 1 world champ, which is uncommon, especially when you're 1 weight above. That means we're sparring, we've got the same trainer, we've made the line in the sand, we ain't gonna face each other. So 2 world champions. Imagine that. Yo, listen to what that kid said we just had on the show, Jared Anderson. He said, bro, when Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson spar, I don't care if I'm dead tired. I don't care if I'm half asleep. I get up and go see it. Why? Because they champions. Obviously, Keyshawn Davis is not a champion, but he's going to be an Olympian for America. You know what I mean? And usually Olympians end up like Jamel Herring, which was 2012 Olympian. Earl Spence, 2012 Olympian. Rasheed Warren, 2012 Olympian. Clarissa Shields, 2012 Olympian. JoJo Diaz, 2012 Olympian. Marcus Brown, 2012 Olympian. And what they have in common...
Keyshawn Davis, TBA Olympian.
What they have in common is that every one of them except Marcus won a world title. Marcus obviously won his interim. So again, it's on y'all where we start deciding, is Pascal now a champ because he got 2 interims, one from the WBC, one from the WBA. And that's what I'm saying. It's just this crazy road of stickiness with these interims.
What happened?
I think too, like, what if you're a trainer, you don't want 5 world champ like that. When you're bringing somebody in to help you get ready, like you're sparring rounds with multiple guys. Like you want your fighter to get beat up by like 4 or 5 world champions in one day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at some point it's not a fair fight. Like, you got 10, 15 rounds in for the day, and then somebody come in fresh after 3 rounds. Like that's dangerous. You need that separation in quality of sparring. You know what I'm saying? Because those guys are meant to do certain things. And are there trainers that just throw people in? Of course, but there are trainers that methodically map out, okay, we're going to have this guy go, 1 through 3, and this guy's going to go 4 through 8, and then this guy's going to go with them into the 15th. Like, so it's, it's all planned.
All right, let's get out to these phone lines, man, and see what the world has to say. Real quick word from the sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
All right. We're going out to New Jersey Zone, the King.
Just like the King is what I mean. The King is what I mean.
Yo.
What up?
Yo, good show. I want to try to cover. I don't want to rush, but I want to cover it because y'all brought up so much. Like, first of all, you got to do this because I think on Ryan's part, we've been talking so much about the controversy between him and De La Hoya and the whole contract negotiations. It's good to start getting back to boxing. That's what Eddy Reynoso does. I'm sure he's sharp with the business tactics, but he want to take it back to boxing. So let's get us talking about boxing. Luke Campbell is a good opponent, but I think it's like what Jamel Herring said yesterday, and y'all covered very clearly. You depends on what you want out of it. You might not be out here able to run around unifying belts. That's no longer in existence. So you got to pick a target, pick a goal. If Lomo's a good goal, yo, I respect that, but if he want to go through Murderer's Row, and then got to deal with Teofimo and then Devin Haney. If I was him, I'd be looking at Lomo like food too. That's like how I'm looking at Mario. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand. I'm just not Ryan Garcia. So that's my call, man. I'm out.
Ringer status 704. What up, champ?
Nah, he took a shot at Mario.
Oh. Ringer
That
status
guy's funny.
704. Talk to us, Josh. What up? North Carolina.
What's up with y'all, man? Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, they do me what it do. Mario, instead of well, you need to go to the EU, man. Forget England. Just go over there to Europe, period. Because, God, dog, I can't believe you was trying to say Loma didn't duck Devin Haney. That's what kind of seemed like you was alluding to, but whatever. Hey, man, Patreon show last night was great, other than you didn't get to answer my question and you kept me on hold for an hour and a half. But other than that, everything was good last night. I like that show. Y'all need to do that more often. For real.
My bad, man.
I guess,
we had a time limit with her, but I'm glad you liked it.
It's all good.
So we could do it again.
Yeah. Y'all need to do that more often, bro. For real. Just switch it up, man. Hey, just add something to the show. It's real good.
Dominique was supposed to be on that one too, man. She wanted to be on part of that one, but it's just she had her training class.
Where's she been?
She's been getting busy. She got I guess what do you call it? Engaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her man.
Congratulations.
Her man put a ring on that. Her man put a ring on that. He must have heard Brandon.
hey, I'm gonna tell you before I get off here, Cash crazy as hell talking about he wants them twins. He want to mess with both of the twins. Cash a fool, man. But hey, man, I love the show, man. Y'all doing something tonight? Oh yeah, it's boxing tonight, right?
Yeah, we got
Big
live
Baby,
boxing.
Big Baby fighting tonight, right?
Yeah, we gonna be on that one for sure.
Is Big Baby main event?
Let me double check. We'll get you the answer on that though.
No, it's Takum and Jerry Forrest.
Ooh, and I seen the weigh in. They look in shape.
Yeah, they did.
I forgot. Damn, we doing the whole chat. Let me look. Let me go to the schedule. See what the schedule got
on it.
See what the Yo, ESPN be doing boxing dirty. Look, they showing the corny UFC propaganda on the main page, but not the boxing tonight.
Hey, what happened?
So
why you gotta say the corny? Yo, that's a huge fight right now that's going on with these guys.
We gotta do a show on Dubois' opponent, bruh. Dubois
Joyce?
not fighting. No, they both taking tune-ups, which is dope. I don't mind.
I didn't. Whoa.
Yeah. Two tune-ups.
Dubois not fighting Joyce?
Not yet. It's scheduled, but they both got tune-ups going down like in a few days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to know. Who
Dubois actually fighting someone that's better than Fujimoto. Like, and that's on. I'm only basing that. I'm gonna keep it 100%. I'm only basing that. You know what, man? I might do that show, even though it's a ridiculous show because y'all never heard. His name is like Eric Pfeiffer.
Eric Pfeiffer sounds like a movie star.
He's from Germany. He's German, and but whatever, man. It ain't worth a show. It ain't worth a show. But he does look decent, man. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he don't look Joyce, but he looks way better than Fujimoto. Like, he's a real fighter. Like, you know, I stalked his Instagram for like a good 3-4 years. He's been fighting. Like, he's a fighter. He's got a, fluffy record. Is like 9-7 or something like that. No losses. And he's been fighting opposition that doesn't look physically like him, but he has been training. Like, if his Instagram isn't a liar, which in 2020 most Instagrams are liars, he's working out. Weights, gym. I did run across a few clips of him in the gym with sneakers, and that kind of made me mad. I don't really like that. But I don't know if we could take away your skill because you wearing sneakers in the ring. You know what I mean? But anytime I see sneakers in the ring, it's like, yo, Champ, you really do this, or you playing games right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gonna spend that? You gonna spend the money on the boxing shoes, or you playing games?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
That's a boxing gym little inside joke too. When we see people coming in like that.
You got straight track runners on, and you messing up the apron and everything. Like, stop, man.
It's not that weird to me, only because I went to like the poorest of gyms, like kids.
Dog, every gym is poor. Remember, all gyms.
Yeah.
Are
90%
are non-profits.
Of course, but I'm talking about. I went to a gym where it was like a lot of underprivileged kids.
But
I
Mario,
guess I'll say it like that.
But
So
listen,
they weren't spending no money on gloves. They weren't spending no money on shoes.
That's crazy. You got a bad gym. Because look, we got a gym that's.
No, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was a great gym. That's what I'm saying.
It's a bad gym.
That was like the first gym I ever went to.
It was a bad gym.
And everybody was in sneakers, so it was like,
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
But for you, it's okay. You're not a professional fighter about to fight.
No. I know.
You're not about to fight Daniel Dubois. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. This isn't a personal shot at you.
No, I know.
And what you said.
Bro,
I'm just saying that I feel like it. Like I was like, what's the word? Like,
reminiscing.
Yeah, it just didn't really resonate. But I get what y'all are saying, though.
And it's not necessarily like, oh, look, he doesn't have boxing shoes. Is that we know who are the guys who can fight, and there's they probably can't get to some money to get some shoes, but we know who the guys that just step in there. And, they got their shoes on.
It's not about like being bougie or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Like,
man, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you with cross trainers in the gym. I don't care if you 1-0, 10-0, 20-0. Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? If you got trainers on, go be a CrossFit dude. Like, nobody wants you in the gym messing up the apron. You know what I mean? With your whack ass pivots with your freaking running shoes on.
I don't see how you can. There's too much like. There's too much separation from the sole to the
there's
shoe.
No ankle support either.
Exactly. So when you go, like when you take like a hard pivot, like a hard stop, the shoe just keeps going. Like your feet go forward and the shoe's like stuck.
Yo, let a dude try to spar me with some trainers. I'm gonna knock him straight out them shoes. Bruh, you serious? No, but like that's the only thing.
Who got knocked out their shoes? Didn't we see somebody get knocked out their shoes, Ness?
What?
Yeah, we've seen some shit.
I seen head get knocked off, boy. I seen
the head get knocked off.
But
bro,
shoes literally stood on the floor. He got knocked out his shoes.
Oh
like,
my god. Where are we going? We went off a tangent.
Yeah, we did, man. Call us.
Oh no.
Boston Jared, talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, real quick. As far as the Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, I think it is a good fight. But I heard y'all talking earlier about how he's getting prepared and his level of confidence and whatnot. To me, you're never truly gonna know what this guy is gonna do until he gets in the ring with some credible opposition. I mean, sparring is great, but you look at a guy like Linares as an example. He had the best sparring in the world in Khan and Pacquiao, and it actually worked to his detriment, I think. So I know the kid he's confident and whatnot, but I really don't think we're going to know what this kid's going to do, how he's going to perform until he's in there with credible opposition. I'm all about eye test. I really believe in eye test, but this kid ain't fought nobody yet, and yeah, you're not going to know until he's in there with somebody credible. That's it. That's my call.
I mean, if you talk to Mario, Khan is so skillful, so he did pick up something from Pacquiao. Problem is, sparring can't give you a better chin. It could only let your trainer know you ain't got a chin.
That's fair. Yo, Jared Anderson's off the card.
What? What happened? Tested positive?
His opponent's sick. It's not COVID, but.
Oh, Hector Perez, huh?
Oh, man, that sucks.
Why wouldn't they have a last-minute replacement for him?
I know. They've had like 50 heavyweights on. They couldn't just pull Ibe out.
I mean, maybe that's the fight that gets made now. But, damn, that does suck. Damn. So what's on the card now? I got to go to ESPN. Elohim James. What up, champ? Good morning.
Good morning, family. How's everybody doing, man?
All good, all good.
Y'all getting it in. Getting it in, man. Nice and feisty. Cheers. Hey, Dig, man. Mario, do you think Tank is elite?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I got time. Let's go. Roll
My
it.
bad.
Roll
I was
it.
on mute. My bad. Yeah. No, he's definitely elite.
All right, pause. So check this out. Didn't Garcia have the same opponent as Tank, Fonseca?
Yes.
Sure.
Didn't Fonseca get clipped by Garcia?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so if we're going to compare elites, then Garcia definitely has the tools to say he's in the runnings, because what he did to Fonseca, Tank didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Tank might have been playing, we don't know, but I know Garcia got him up out of there. All right? So you sleeping on the kid. He's smart, he's young, he's strong, he's not afraid to speak his mind.
That's a fair point. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think, you know what it is? Honestly, I probably come across salty sometimes because, this whole opponent things and basically everything that's taken place in the last 2 months has just left a
90 seconds.
Yo. Shout out. Josephat Ortiz. Let me see if he on the line, yo. If he got a betting line, about to get that early money. Y'all don't even know him. Y'all don't know him. Y'all don't know him. Y'all don't know him. Now I'm a hipster. I finally get to be a hipster, Mario. I know somebody y'all don't know. Nah, I'm joking. He's not on the betting card.
60 seconds.
So corny, man. I swear they treat boxing like some bums, man.
Yo, so Mario, they said that he was just sick. No COVID, none
So
of
they're
that.
saying that, and I got help from the producer. Just want to make that straight. Jerry Big Baby Anderson says, "Sad to say, my fight has been postponed until July 21st. Not what I wanted to hear, but we are not canceled, and that's what matters. The fight will go on. Stay tuned and supporting." Yeah. So
Man,
it didn't make any mention, but I trust the producer because he literally knows everything before everybody, including the fighter. he tells the guy who the news is about the news. The more you know.
The more you know.
Yo, that sound like a news briefing, like breaking news.
It does sound like that.
Who we got? Trey in the Bay. Buenos dias.
Get over here!
Falcon Punch.
New Orleans. J-Mac, what up?
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet? You bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning. Can y'all hear me?
You're a little choppy there, champ.
Hold on. Let me get off this. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called in late. I think I heard something about Haney and Lomachenko. And somebody was just... Mario, you said something about Tank not being elite?
Nah, he said he is elite.
No, he's elite.
Oh. Well, I don't think Tank elite, honestly. I think Tank basic with great hype. I think he just had fought the right fights with the right people to give him that type of recognition. Before, as I heard mentions of David Haney fighting nobody, whatever. You can't say nobody.
You really going in and out, champ.
Always be the guy that's... Hold on.
I'll see you on that next call, though. That is your minute, but you got really bad service or your Bluetooth ain't good.
Thought about the movie Taken for a second.
Let me go to your hermano.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it? I'll kill this mother.
Why do you have to talk like that?
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo, good morning. What's up, y'all?
What up?
Cheers.
I don't got too much on the topic. Just listen to court. You know, y'all had an interview this morning.
No, sir. No, sir. We were supposed to get Mark Tibbs. He had sent me his number, but didn't answer when we called. The trainer that, was let go by Dillian White. He actually
All right.
read my message.
Well, shout out to the show. I enjoy the show when I just call in. Sometimes still just don't know what's going on, just talking. So that's it. That's all I got, yo.
All right, champ. Everybody put your hands in the air. And no, New Orleans. That's 3 in New Orleans callers back to back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
How my audio sound? That's what we got this morning.
You good.
Alright, yeah, man. Shout out to everybody from the city. The South got something to see, you dig? Ness in the East Coast, bro. They been trying to run this boxing shit for the past couple of years, though. But the South got something to see about boxing. You understand? But look, I think Ryan Garcia, bro. I feel you, Ness, because I know you want that new energy. You want to see that new stuff, bro. I gotta see him. He gotta knock Luke Campbell out. He knock him out, bro. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm say, all right. Let me see what this young man talking about. You feel me? But as far as just crowning these dudes, bro, like a lot of people do, like Devin Haney. I'm a Devin Haney fan. I gotta see that fight, Ness. I'm saying I'm wrong, Ness. I just need to see that fight, and that fight will let me know.
I mean, that's what this Luke Campbell fight is, in my opinion. And look, you calling for the knockout, well, that's what we're talking about. That his trainer saying he is going to get the knockout. His trainer's, I just think is, the whole thing of the show is, I think they put unnecessary pressure on him, Like, you don't need a knockout, you just need a win. But now you got this popular trainer who every publication is going to pick up his quote saying you are going to knock out your toughest test. So little bit of pressure on Ryan's shoulders that I think was unnecessary, but going to go to Stonebone Boxing. What up?
What up?
Morning, brother.
I don't know if it's too much like pressure. Maybe he see him in the gym. Maybe he know like this how I get him to respond to him. Maybe he learning Ryan. Maybe he need to say that. Maybe he feel he need to say that as his coach. As hey, when I do certain things in the gym, Ryan he like how Ryan responds. So maybe it is pressure being put on, but maybe it's the type of pressure he feels he need to get the best out of Ryan. And when it comes to sparring, it's not as if Luke Campbell is some great fighter with some great type of technique or some type of thing that is going to be hard to find. Just get you a guy with some size and a guy that can go southpaw. We acting like Ryan is some 5'4" fighter. He's a big boy too. He's tall. He might be a little skinnier, but he's a big boy too. So it's not as if he's going in there as some little guy fighting big old Luke Campbell. He's way bigger than Lomachenko. Maybe we overrate Lomachenko by what Luke Campbell was able to do. Maybe Luke Campbell ain't that good. Maybe Loma can't deal with people with size, and that's why he didn't want to fight that.
Yeah, now the truth. And who was tall? Luke. Who else was tall? Linares. Who else is tall? Haney. But that is Everyone. Valdez dropped off. Boomerang, J-Mac. Now, I guess you got a better understanding of what we're talking about now.
Right. I just want. I'll leave that for another day. Now I did hear like somebody calling and say he ain't fought nobody, and I think it was about Haney and stuff. And I wanted to in my last call saying how we always say who ain't fight nobody. We gotta see him fight somebody like these dudes be lining up to fight each other, man. And when a guy like Haney who ain't never fought nobody supposedly, but got the guy who had to run like Ness was saying, like Bob Ingram had to pay their flights and everything, pay for hotels to come to a division and beg for their fighter to get the protection belt. That says a lot about that fight. So when we bring it up who he ain't fought, say who ducked him. That's what we need to start talking about. That's how bad Devin Haney is. For his Ryan Garcia and stuff like that. Ryan Garcia need to fight with whatever name he got available, but I do think he still should be on.
I agree. I just wish Haney gets his opportunity, man. He the one on the TBA right now. Everybody else.
That's crazy, right? When I saw that poster, it was like, damn, they got my boy TBA.
Yeah. You know, and it's crazy.
Wait.
His name was mentioned with all those names first. Him, Luke Campbell, Linares, Javier Fortuna. None of that mattered anymore. But anyway, that is everyone. I'm going to try Trey and the Bay one more time just in case. Going once, 2 times. All right. Catch us on the next one. We're back at 11 a.m. for a welterweight show on Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, we can't go more than 48 hours without talking about Bud around here.
Put your hands in the air.
So we're going to be
welterweight in the world.
So yeah, maybe if you speak into the mic, they would have heard whatever it is you tried to say. But we will be talking. Terrence Bud Crawford is running out of time. Virgil Ortiz, Sean Porter, and Jerron Ennis called him out. So we got some new quotes, new stuff to talk about the good old boy Bud Crawford, and we'll be back at 11 a.m. So if you didn't, you should subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. Make sure you get that notification when we do go live for the next show, where we will be discussing welterweight champion, WBO champion, Terrence Bud Crawford, and obviously possibilities. And in these call-outs, you know, these alleged call-outs. Virgil Ortiz calling him out, Sean Porter calling him out, Jerron Ennis calling him out. What's that mean? Catch us at 11 a.m. NestGTO, Instagram, and Twitter. See you on the next one.
At Mario McGee on Twitter, at Mario McGee on Instagram. Peace.
And Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ on IG and TikTok. Twitter, AlexLinusTBV. And I hope you guys hit that notification bell. You know, if not, you missed this one, but you can always go back on YouTube and watch the episode. And if you wanted to visit us over on the Patreon family side, come on over. $3 to $5 to $15 tiers. You have plenty of options, different perks on each tier, obviously. But if you do decide to pick the $15 one, you'll be totally with us for the rest of the year. I guarantee it. We got a bunch of stuff over there on that side. They got boxing bars. We got Untitled. And now we have Relationship. What is the show actually dubbed as, Ness? Maybe I'm a little...
Relationship advice. This week, we're supposed to be getting someone from Atlanta, courtesy of Intrigue the Incredible. We're just...
I knew it. I knew he was going to get us one.
Yeah, no, he said it
in the chat.
He said it.
Yeah, no, he said he got the hookup. He said that for like a week. I was like, I bet he's going to get us.
We'll be having another...
Infinity and beyond.
We'll be having another female co-host to bounce things off of on that show next Wednesday. And Dominique should be on that one. Like I said, her live stream ran over. And, you know, she makes dough off of that. So, yeah, catch us on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Chee.